Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Blockbuster Guys, where today we're looking back on 1999's Bowfinger, a film that was both a critical and commercial success on its initial release, but one that over the last 27 years has kind of got lost in the shuffle. And we both believe it doesn't get the props it deserves. Now, Mike, this was your choice for the first episode, so if you want to take it from here.
So this is a movie that I really enjoyed when it came out, and I think a lot of people enjoyed it when it first came out. But as you said, like it just hasn't been talked about enough. And if we compare it to other movies around the same time frame that came out with these actors in it, and you still hear about them all the time. And like for example, we got Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is great in this movie. He plays two different characters. One is crazy. One is a bit more down to earth. And it just hilarious throughout the movie, ad-libbing, just going. I've heard stories about him just like making stuff up as he goes along, and they're filming it, and everyone's loving it and enjoying it. People still talk about Nutty Professor. Came out 3 years before. People still talk about obviously Shrek, which came out 2 years later. You've got Dr. Dolittle, which he did a year before, also a very popular movie. And then the stuff he did way before, we were talking about Beverly Hills Cop, et cetera, et cetera. The stuff has come out more recently. But this one just didn't get talked about enough. And one of the most important things I want to mention that I think this needs to be talked about is that this is the only movie that Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy have done together.
Yeah.
Comedy legends, just generations, like decades of being funny actors, also being smart actors, having good drama films, having good action flicks. This is the first and only time they worked together.
Especially considering, wasn't it Eddie Murphy? That's why he agreed to do the movie.
Exactly.
He wanted to do it because he wanted to work with Steve Martin.
Mm-hmm. That's the information I found was that was the main reason why they connected together for this movie. So just to give a quick blurb on the movie, the tagline that they provide for this movie is when a desperate movie producer, Steve Martin's character, fails to get a major star for his bargain basement film, he decides to shoot the film secretly around him.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because it's sort of inspired by the apocryphal tale of was it A Kiss from Mary Pickford, which was like a 1927 Soviet film where the story goes that both Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford were unaware that what they were doing was a theatrical feature being released in the Soviet Union. And they were sort of, filmed in sort of surreptitious circumstances. And it's all pretty much nonsense. Because they were basically doing the film as a favour because, it was a gesture towards the Russian film industry. I think it's
trying to build the industry up in another country.
Yeah. But
that kind of thing happened.
But the apocryphal tale, this sort of weird conspiracy theory sort of existed around it and persisted. And I think, obviously, a lot of people in Hollywood were aware of it. And that's kind of gives the spark, the nexus point for Bowfinger. The idea of this sort of down on his luck producer who's managed to raise a couple of grand to make a film. And is it Universal he goes to? And it's an executive at Universal who says, we'll release the film as long as it stars. And they pick, the biggest action star on the planet at the time, who is played by Eddie Murphy. And
the role you mentioned there was played by Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
In this movie. So, yeah.
And it's that thing of, he then has to coerce Eddie Murphy's character to be in the film through a couple of measures, one of which basically involves hiring Eddie Murphy, but playing a different character because they look similar, being the same person.
Hal, I'm the biggest black action star in the world.
Kid.
Where's my Hasta La Vista, baby?
Well, what are you talking about?
My Hasta La Vista. Look, if Arnold Schwarzenegger is getting to say lines like that, you better make sure to kick Ramsey and shit that's equally well written.
I thought the funny thing about this one was how it played on some of the tropes. Whether you're looking at the other characters in the film, you've got his ragtag group of Hollywood people. So you've got like his aging thespian starlet who's been with him forever, and she's obviously had designs of being a serious actor, and how that comes into play throughout the movie. And you've got the good-looking but kind of stupid leading actor guy who's like, he's trying to make it big, and he's working for him, and his accountant is the writer of the film, and the guy who dreams of being a cinematographer or being a cameraman is a gopher at the studios, and he's like, he has to wash cars and stuff, and he gets to be the cameraman of this movie. And then my favorite one being Heather Graham, who plays on the "I just came off the bus" trope of, is this where you go to be an actor? Like just standing, just got off the bus. Like, where do I go to be famous? And just how she plays on that. And it's that she's the one that's basically playing everyone by the end. And I think that's a great little twist to that character kind of.
Is it supposedly based on Anne Hesh?
I think so.
Steve Martin dated for a bit.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I like it because it's not like a character hit piece. It's sort of like, she's a decent, well-rounded character who just, there's a certain naivety there, but also a certain drive. She knows what she wants. She's going to get it.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Oh, I love the Flintstones.
Oh, I love the Flintstones too. It's so good. Do you like that? Do you like walks in the park?
In the rain.
Oh, God. You know what? I want you to see The Music Man. Because
I've seen that. I love The Music Man.
Isn't Robert Preston good?
He's so good. Do you love Smashing Pumpkins?
Are you kidding? I love to do that.
I also like that when they're doing the acting on the film, the acting isn't great.
No.
Like they're like when they're being themselves, it's a movie. When they're doing the movie within the movie, they're all kind of wooden, overacting, gesticulations. Like, it's playing on the idea that these are people who are not particularly the best at what they do, being actors. They're passionate about it. They have drive for it, but not very good at it. Whereas, so the actual film that they're doing doesn't have the best acting in the world.
Come on, work, baby, work. It looked like Daisy was coming out of the house. This movie's gonna work.
The scenes with Eddie Murphy playing, so he plays Kit Ramsey. That's the famous action star with all the issues, and then he plays Jiff, which just say Jiff, who's he's a delivery guy. He's a gopher. He's like just very similar in looks. Let the rest be revealed. The scenes with him and his agent in his palatial mansion, talking about scripts and Oscars and things like that. I mean, that the whole stuff is hilarious. Like that whole scene, the interactions. I was gonna say Spear Chucker. Thought that was hilarious. Like that whole bit. I mean, just classic stuff. And just the fact that Eddie Murphy ad-libs most of his stuff.
Well, I mean, they all do.
They let him go. Yeah, the whole group. They let him go and enjoy it and just get into it.
But it's the thing as well, because you've got, obviously, the director was Frank Oz, Yoda, Fozzie Bear, as well as, making several movies. I mean, this was his fourth collaboration with Steve Martin.
Was he only in Spies Like Us, or did he direct Spies Like Us?
I can't remember him directing Spies Like Us. I know he did.
I think he was just in it.
He did, obviously.
He was the proctor, right?
Yeah. He did Little Shop of Horrors. He did Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. He's...
Oh, that was John Landis. Sorry, John Landis. Yeah. Spies Like Us. That makes more sense. Okay, all right.
So, he obviously, having worked with Steve Martin, and Steve Martin being a sort of great comedic brain anyway, you can ad-lib around that. And there's not going to be an issue. And then you go, well, Eddie Murphy, again, a Saturday Night Live alum. He's got a massive comedy career. So it's like, just, free up the actors and let them sort of run off from time to time. And, what you end up with is genuinely funny moments.
I'm telling you, strange people are coming up to me on the street and they're speaking in Jupiterian or Venusian or something.
Okay, now. Strangers come up to you and you don't understand what they're saying.
Oh, what is it?
Maybe they're fans. Crazy fans.
They come and they talk to me. They speak to me, only they speak in some secret white language that I can't decode. It's horrifying.
And what do these crazy people who speak to you and make no sense say?
All kinds of stuff. They talk about things I never heard of. They talk about people I don't even know. Somebody named Cynthia and somebody named Keith and aliens and sex and umbrellas.
Steve Martin's got a great ability at being mean, but you like him for it.
Yeah.
In a way. Not like mean, like spiteful mean. Just
Oh no,
like,
I mean,
he gives you a dig. He kind of he'll say something. He'll like make a joke. It never feels like it's like a mean thing, but it's like the character he plays. Obviously, the jerk being the most obvious one, but he just.
He has been mean.
Oh no, yeah.
Because you go obviously working with Frank Oz. I think we just mentioned them, but Little Shop of Horrors, you can't get more meaner and deranged than the dentist. And then in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, where he's essentially a con man in competition with Michael Caine, and again that the interplay between those two characters, it's like if you're working with someone that A, you trust, and B, also has an ability to sort of ad lib and improvise, you've got something to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been partial to Three Amigos.
Yeah,
I think that's a hilarious one. But he plays that character very well, and I think that's a testament to his ability to play that character. Not that I think he's a jerk or anything, but he basically plays that character in this movie, and there's a twist in there, and he can't do what he was going to do because he feels bad about it. Like, I can't do that now. I have to do something. We have to figure out a way around it. It's one of the main plot points towards the end of the movie, and it just works really well for his character to have that transition.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to make this movie. This is my opus. This is my dream. I got to get it done. Blah 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 blah. Twist, and he's like, I still got to get it done, but we got to figure it out without me being the bad guy in all this. And that it works out towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of honest character growth, because you go, if the same thing had happened at the start of the movie, he would have gone the other way. But by the end of the movie, he's like, no.
He's made friends with these guys. That now the character Jiff's is in the group now. He's part of them, that ragtag group of filmmakers of people with dreams. Like, he's in that group now, and he feels like he can't do what he's going to do originally because of that connection now. And I think that's a great little twist to have in there, that personal growth bit, because you don't get a lot of that in comedies, especially a comedy like this. You wouldn't see that kind of thing. And I think that obviously Steve Martin, being the writer of the film, he wanted his character to have that kind of transition through the movie. One thing that I thought was interesting when we were researching this, and you mentioned this earlier, but who was it that was originally slated to play the Eddie Murphy role?
Oh, it was Keanu Reeves.
And I think when you watch this movie, try to imagine it with Keanu Reeves in there playing two characters. I'm not sure that it would have worked quite as well. It would have been a different kind of movie. I think it probably would still have been fun. I mean, a world where Steve Martin and Keanu Reeves are playing this kind of a movie, I would have watched that movie 100%. Especially considering the fact that The Matrix just came out that same year. So it's like, he's on a roll. Why wouldn't you think of Keanu Reeves for this role when he's in the biggest movie of the last decade in The Matrix? There's a bankable star. Throw him in the movie.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Because I suppose actually, I was thinking it seems like a weird choice, and then you go, hold on a second, wasn't Keanu Reeves in Parenthood?
Yeah, he was the older. Wasn't he? Was he the oldest son or the boyfriend of the daughter or something like that?
Yeah, so he had worked with Steve Martin.
Yeah,
so
I think he was. Yeah,
yeah. So Steve Martin would have sort of seen, this kid's got something, and at that point he was becoming an action star, because obviously you'd had Speed would have happened. So it's sort of like, this kind of works.
Would you be willing to show your naked rear end in a movie?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
This movie did really well in the cinema. Well, I mean, really well. It basically doubled its gross, doubled its budget worldwide. So it did 55 million estimated for the budget. It did 66 million in America and then 98 million worldwide in the movie theaters. So it made its money back. It doubled its money. It did a good job of it. But again, people talk about the movies these actors have been in. This movie does not get mentioned, and it should, if only because of the fact this is the only movie that Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy had been in together, two comedy icons acting in the same movie together. And it's not even just that; it's a funny movie. Like there's quotable. There's stuff in it that is hilarious. The ad libbing from Eddie Murphy, from Steve Martin, from the crew when they're doing their stuff, it's funny. The scenes between when Jiff is acting opposite like Heather Graham, like you'll be a star, like that's just they said the scene's funny when that's happening. It's like the stuff going on in the scene, like you're gonna be a star, like yeah. It's just a really good cast, and just to kind of we haven't touched upon it, but you got on top of Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy, Heather Graham, right? Those are the three we've mentioned. Christine Baranski being the thespian, the older thespian character. Jamie Kennedy is in this movie. One of the films I actually enjoy watching him in the movie. Like he's just does a good job with his role. Was Jamie Kennedy the one that was in The Second Mask?
Yes, Son of the Mask.
That's why I remember him. That's why I remember him.
Well, best remembered for the Scream franchise.
Much better. Well, if you want to remember Jamie Kennedy in movies, think Scream, think Bowfinger. You're good.
Do not think Son of the Mask.
Who's that green guy?
You better cover up, young lady. You might get a chest cold.
So tying into just being able to watch this film, because it did really well in the cinema, and it had a following at the movie theater, made its money back, all that kind of stuff. It's available to stream on a lot of platforms over here. I found it on 3, 4, 5 different places for rental, for streaming, for watching. So the fact that it did really well in the movie theater means it's open there for you to watch. It's there for you to find.
It's accessible.
And, it's accessible. And from some of the ones we're going to talk about in this season, future seasons, it might be hard to find just because of the movie they went in, the run it had, whatever, was it released, who owns the rights, all that kind of stuff.
Pirate Bay.
This one's easy. Pirate Bay. This one is very easy to find, and because of that, because of who's in it, because it's the only film with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy together, acting together in the same screen, this is a must watch as far as we're concerned. I believe this is easy to find.
2 thumbs up.
Please, 2 thumbs up.
It's the way you said that, almost like Pluto Nash was the high point of his career.